10 altcoins in 10 minutes, my rapid fire buy list. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name is Neil. Keeping technical analysis short and sweet, we have this downward trend line on XRP, and it is getting consolidation, some pressure pushing upwards. Same with the 200 EMA starting to come upwards. Typically, this pattern has the tendency to come down and break downwards. However, we are in a bull market, and so we are expecting this to break this upward trend line and have that momentum upwards. If you are trading on MEXC, in all my videos I keep recommending it, because me personally now at $16.90, I'm selling out of a little bit of tornado, waiting for it to pump a little bit more, to start pulling out and piecing into other things. So on MEXC, I'm probably going to pull some out, do some leverage trading, and enter into an XRP trade on futures. You can use that reference link below. You get 20 USDT for free using the link, and a bunch of perks as well using MEXC. Previous video explains all that stuff, so if you missed that and you're just here for XCN, well, here's another video, rapid fire, XRP dollar cost average. It'll allow staking with multiple different companies. You can earn passive income by just holding money. So having your money work for you consistently while constantly increasing in price because it gets burned every time there is a transaction. XRP can only increase in value, not decrease below roughly around, I'd imagine we never go below $2 again, and that's probably an underestimate. There's probably, we might not hit this level ever again, $3. It may not happen, maybe once more with a quick pullback. But similar to XRP, XLM, they go hand in hand, pushed out of this downward wedge. We could even adjust this line and state that this is the wedge or channel it was working within. And once we got out of that, we were holding support above the CM guppy, as well as the 200 EMA. This thing is getting ready to take off, so stack your bags for that. And that title, it's to get the attention, but not all these are something that I say stack right now. XLM looks pretty good for stacking right now. Cookie Dow, still trying to fill out an inverse head and shoulders in my opinion. Probably going to get a little bit more push up towards the 200 EMA, but once that's broken, 26 cents is kind of where we were looking at for the next move up. XYO, the people have been holding XYO, congratulations to you. Stacking bags, while it's cheap, it is less than a penny, and it is testing closer and closer to this downward trend line. This is about to be flipping and looking something like this. If you were bearish and you saw something like this, you see that this black upward trend line could be readjusted a little bit. Something similar to this. And that's not looking good for the bears because we are testing a lower high, or in this case a lower high, but in the bullish case, a higher low, which means this black trend line and this 200 EMA is all we have to deal with. Once that is crossed, it's got some pretty strong momentum to start pushing up towards these 0.017 area. For the next real quick push up, potentially even up to 0.025, but a very long way to go. So if you haven't entered, I've talked about it a bunch. A lot of people want to see the information about it. We're just waiting for this, just like XCN. The downward trend line needs to be broken for us to start looking for that bigger entry. But if you have not entered anywhere in here, now is not a bad entry either, as this can only go upward. It's not going much lower. We're just waiting it out. DNT and Perpetual Protocol. Perpetual is actually one I want people to be looking into. DNT is getting this indecision right here, and volume is picking up a little bit. CM guppy is very thin. Downward trend line's been tested many times. A lot of bullish movement for DNT, or District Ox. We broke this downward trend line, had that consolidation similar to Tornado Cash, but it started forming a little bit below the 200 EMA. Ultimately, the 200 EMA is what we need to get above. Anything above that, this thing moves very, very, very quickly. And the all-time high at 26 cents. Last time we were in this area, around 0.0256, we had that bullish push. We even tested even a little lower at 0.021 before ultimately pushing up 656%. If it's going to the all-time high, that's nearly 1,000%. So I'm definitely not saying put your entire bag in DNT, but it's bottoming out. So it's looking very good, especially with Bitcoin's bullish momentum. Perpetual Protocol is definitely one I am recommending. Very nice consolidation, upward movement, holding over the 50 on the CM Guppy. Volume did pick up right around here where we bottomed out. And now we are just needing to cross over that 200 EMA. If you have not entered into Perpetual Protocol, you would be looking at an entry when we close above 0.033. Now, if we have a major push up, wait for a little bit of retracement before entry, or just ride the wave, because this thing has a very long way to go to hit its all-time high. I believe it was 24 was its all-time high for Perpetual Protocol. 30 cents turning into nearly $30, definitely not a bad bet. Risk to reward, and potential ROI, I guess. This is what we're looking for compound. This blue area right in here is where we are trading within. Black downward trend line needs to be broken. We are at 43. The 200 EMA is here at 46. If we can get over that 200 EMA, we are testing within that range above the 200 EMA and this black trend line. When that gets broken, we have all this range to be playing within. So $43 turning into 80 is great, but we could be even pushing up to around 95 or 80 to 95 before a little bit of consolidation. 618 is up here at $100 for a $43 investment and all-time high at nearly $1,000 for compound. So not a bad bet for this entry price, really. I've been talking about it a bunch, but moving on. QNT. QNT, long consolidation, still within the channel, testing this downward trend line. It's getting weaker and weaker the longer this holds above the 200 EMA. And if we can hold above that 200 EMA and cross this trend line, this is roughly the range we're dealing with, but we may get some resistance here around 0.034 and maybe around 0.024 before pushing up exponentially for QNT. So the people have been holding QNT, Aaron, myself as included. We're just waiting for this trend line to be crossed. Volumes decreasing, prices increasing. That is divergence, and we are trying to break this. Once that's broken, we'll explain where we're going to be looking for some exits. Probably not happening today, but in time. BNT, you've had the opportunity. We entered at 35 cents, currently at 71 in a downward wedge. Next resistance up here at 94, $1.29 roughly, and then $1.52. But all-time high for BNT is up at $20 all the way up here. And so that is nearly a 20x or more, entering in at 71 cents. Ideally, breaking this downward trend line is where you want to get your entry. LCX, HBAR, and CTSI will bust them out. LCX, very, very nice, keeping the 200 EMA nice and close. Once we get over that, we could see rapid movement testing this downward trend line, maybe some rejection, but breaking that, this coin can move very quickly up to around a 50% increase. If you're trading it on MEXC, you can do a futures trade and gain some pretty good profit once we break this downward trend line. LCX runs very quickly, as we've seen back here in the past in November 26th. HBAR, similar to XLM, XRP, all that good stuff, about to break the downward trend line. Strong pressure from that 200 EMA. Very, very, very good entry once we break that trend line. CTSI pushing upwards on this black upward trend line, trying to work up over that 200 EMA. When it does, we could see some volatility like this, but breaking this volatility, it can move very quickly as well. And lastly, XDC, since everybody probably stopped watching this video already, holding above the 200 EMA, needing to break the downward trend line, and real resistance is at 10 cents. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Good luck. Have fun with it. Use the reference links below. If you want to trade on MEXC, you get $20 free within the next 7 days using that reference link. And I will see you guys on the next one.